Hey guys, you're watching PhoneArena and this is Ray as giving you a video review of the Samsung Galaxy Note, which is probably the biggest smartphone out there, having this really enormous 5.3-inch screen. Now you may wonder why the Galaxy Note has such a big display really, and we think we know the answer. This is because the device is designed to ease the process of note-taking by packing this special stylus right here. The purpose of the stylus, of course, is to allow you to take handwritten notes. So let's take a look at the design of the Samsung Galaxy Note, and right from the start we would like to make one thing really clear, and this is the fact that the Galaxy Note is big. It is enormous really, and for example, let's compare it with the Samsung Galaxy S2, and you may remember that this here is a handset that we previously considered to be really large and hard to operate with one hand only, but eventually we got used to it, and now it actually seems pretty compact when you compare it to the Galaxy Note. But with the Galaxy Note, it is actually impossible to use this handset with one hand only, and it's actually pretty hard to hold it comfortably in one of your hands. So most of the time when you use this device, when you operate it, you have to use both of your hands, and to tell you the truth, we're not really sure if many of us will get used to working with a device that is this big. Aside from that, the handset is pretty thin. It is all made of plastic, but fortunately it doesn't feel cheap at all. It actually feels quite solid, although this back cover here is made from this really thin and flimsy plastic, as you can see. On the left side of the device we find the volume rocker, while on the right one is the power and lock key. Both of these function pretty well. On the top side we have a 3.5mm headset jack, and on the bottom we have the standard micro USB port, as well as this special stylus right here, which you're going to be using for note taking. It fits nicely in its place. There is no wiggle whatsoever, and we really enjoy that. On the back side of the device we find an 8-megapixel camera as well as an LED flash. The Samsung Galaxy Note features a 5.3-inch display with a resolution of 800 by 1280 pixels, which makes it an HD screen. It uses the Pentile pixel arrangement, but it still delivers a pretty high pixel density of 285 ppi, which guarantees that even small text and fine details are clearly visible on this display. Of course, it's also a Super AMOLED screen, which means that colors are very nicely saturated and that it can show really high contrast levels. Blacks are really pitch black, and viewing angles are quite good, but of course it also means that there's a slight bluish tint on top of everything, which is mostly visible with pure white colors. The Samsung Galaxy Note runs the Android Gingerbread operating system, and on top of it, of course, we find the mandatory for Samsung TouchWiz user interface. But we also observe a few tweaks that have been made, especially for the Galaxy Note. For example, the icon grid now features up to 5 applications on a row instead of 4, which we get on smaller screen devices. There are also some special applications preloaded on the Galaxy Note. The most important one, of course, is Memo. This is the app that lets you create handwritten notes on the device, like this. The stylus itself is accurate enough, but you should keep in mind that you should set whether you are left or right-handed from the settings right here from pen settings, and you get to choose your dominant hand, because otherwise you find it somewhat inaccurate. But back to the Memo application, it also lets you remove stuff from your notes like this, and there are some nice options for your pen. For example, you get to pick from 4 different brush types. You get to adjust the thickness of your brush, and you can also choose a specific color. When you're done with that, you can just hit the key in order to save your note. An additional feature that comes with the S Pen is that you can hold down its button, which is on the stylus itself. You just hold it down and tap on the screen, hold it there for a couple of seconds, and it takes a screenshot and immediately sends it to the note-taking application where you can draw over your screenshot. The other new application is S Planner. It actually comes to replace your traditional calendar. It doesn't bring too much new stuff, but it looks a bit more professional than your normal calendar. So this is how you create an appointment, for example. You get to choose between quite a few features and options here. And don't be fooled by the S-Choice application, it's actually a renamed Samsung Apps program. There haven't been made any changes with regards to your contacts or your messaging applications, but we should note here that typing with the portrait QWERTY keyboard of the Galaxy Note is somewhat uncomfortable because of the size of the device. You just can't hold it and type comfortably with this device. Using the landscape keyboard, of course, is much better, though you may find a bit of trouble trying to reach the letters here in the very center, but still it's a very tolerable experience. Internet browsing has of course gained from the large 5.3-inch screen with high resolution. As you can see, scrolling is perfectly smooth. You can also do pinch to zoom gestures like this. However, you should keep in mind that the experience is not that much better compared to what you get with 4 or 4+ inch device, because you still have to zoom in order to read the text easily, and you still have to scroll your pages. So it's better, but it's not so much better. Of course, the Galaxy Note also supports the latest Flash player, so viewing Flash content on the device is no problem at all. The Samsung Galaxy Note is probably the best handset to watch video on, thanks to its enormous 5.3-inch screen, which is also Super AMOLED, so images appear very bright and vivid. In addition, it plays almost any type of codec, from DivX through XVID to MPEG-4 and even H.264. Naturally, because of its powerful hardware, the Galaxy Note plays videos at up to 1080p resolutions. The Samsung Galaxy Note uses the standard TouchWiz 4 camera interface, which is a good thing because it works very fast and it offers some pretty decent options like an anti-shake function, and you can also adjust the ISO sensitivity or the metering methods. The 8-megapixel photos that we took with the Galaxy Note turn out to be okay. They're passable, they have accurate color representation, but some areas which are a bit brighter tend to be overexposed a bit too easily, and fine details are not really in abundance, so to speak. Shots that we took indoors also turn out to be pretty tolerable. Noise is present, of course, with lower lit environments, but it's not really too much. The LED flash gets the job done at closer ranges, but don't think that it's going to be powerful enough in order to illuminate larger rooms. Calling quality on the Samsung Galaxy Note was pretty poor. The earpiece of the device sounds really muffled and it actually lacks any decent loudness to it. The microphone on the Galaxy Note is somewhat average, so the experience won't be as bad for the people on the other end of the line, but still they won't be fascinated either. All in all, the Samsung Galaxy Note is kind of a strange device. Its sheer size means that it's a bit too unwieldy and it's harder to use it for normal day-to-day stuff when we compare the experience with a more compact smartphone like the Galaxy S2, for example. But the bigger screen also brings its benefits. For example, this is probably the best smartphone out there to watch video on. It also makes the web browsing experience better, though you still have to zoom and you still have to scroll your pages, so the experience is not that much better compared to a smartphone with a 4 or 4 plus inch screen. The Samsung Galaxy Note also features a top-notch spec sheet, so it's fast, it's capable with almost every task that you throw at it. However, it also has some drawbacks like the poor call quality and the average camera. But of course, if you're looking to take handwritten notes on your handset, the Galaxy Note is probably your only and best option out there. However, as far as alternatives go, you can always check out the HTC Evo View 4G on Sprint or the HTC Flyer in Europe, which is HTC's 7-inch tablet designed with the same ideas in mind. As far as handsets go, you can take a look at pretty much every Samsung Galaxy S2 variant out there, especially the ones on Sprint, T-Mobile and AT&T, because they offer bigger 4.5-inch screens. And if you could wait just a little bit longer, you can go for the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, which will come with a very big 4.65-inch screen as well as the ice cream sandwich platform. Though you should keep in mind that Samsung has also promised an ice cream sandwich update for the Galaxy Note, but exactly when this is going to happen remains to be seen. For more details on the Samsung Galaxy Note as well as many other handsets and tablets, you can always check us out at PhoneArena.com.